Hey everybody, welcome to the Great Bead Extravaganza edition of SilverSilk and more. And I want to welcome you to my channel. Um, I hope you're having a fantastic start to the weekend, middle of the weekend, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is such a fabulous time. This is part of the Great Bead Extravaganza, which is a collective group of individual businesses that have come together to perform. No, it's actually a great little virtual bead show, and we're all delighted to be here. It is for you guys. We're sharing in inspiration, creativity, and the magic of the beading world. And I've got my good friend with me today, actually. I'm so excited because Joan is usually in the background working, but I have twisted her arm and she was compliant in joining me today. So y'all give some snaps for Miss Joan.
Hi, everyone. We'll do
How
cheers.
Oh my god, yes. I actually made a coffee mocktail, which doesn't have any alcohol, but you know how I love my glasses. So you've got your beads and
It did
bubbles
start.
champagne glass.
Yes, but it started up there when I.
Well, cheers, everybody, and cheers to you, Joan.
Cheers. I'm
All
glad I
right.
didn't get the Long Island iced tea, or at the end of the show, I would have been on the floor.
I know. Well, see, the thing is, I've got a planned pool party right after the show that I am basically like running out of my house for right after the show. And so I have to kind of watch my libations until I actually get there. Then it's pregame.
Or you be going swimming before you realize it.
Exactly. And so it's probably a good idea to just kind of, ease into it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a pretty packed show, and so we've got kind of a few things going on. Should we talk about today's giveaways?
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to copy and paste.
Awesome. We have got a couple of giveaways. If you're gonna watch us during the show, you can use hashtag TGBE in the comments, and the comments are super important, you guys. I think Randy kind of made a great point today in the guidelines video that it sort of helps the algorithms give attention to the videos, and it shows up on people's feeds a little bit easier. This is major important for small businesses like myself who have very little visibility, especially in the virtual community. So y'all comment and we give free things away. We've got a bunch of SilverSilk and findings in this one. And then this one has some beads and things in it. So lots of fun components to work with. And all you have to do is just comment hashtag TGBE and keep those comments coming. Secondly, if you wouldn't mind giving a quick share to your bead communities and groups of this video, that would be amazing. Let them know TGBE is in existence and come and join the fun. It's always a good time, isn't it, Joan?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite thing about the Great Bead Extravaganza?
Well, it's actually my chance to get to see other artists because during the week I'm so busy. I only limit myself to watching like 4 artists.
I know. I have to go back and replay because there's so many that are back to back. I think it's a total of like 10 to 12, including the featured guest. So I kind of just take my time through the weekend and the week sometimes to like go back and watch it.
Yeah, and I noticed somebody else says, I'm always looking for new ways to use SilverSilk, and I forget which artist it was because I'm going to watch that one later. Is she's beading with it?
Oh yeah. So it's Abby.
Who is that? Abby, yeah.
She had those really clever beaded beads that I guess they were like sliders that you can slide onto a cording, and she actually gave us a little preview in the group, in our private chat group of the beads and the projects that she was teaching, and she showed it on the recycled cord that she had, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if that'll fit in SilverSilk." So I commented on that, and then she made the magic happen.
And it is magic.
It is magic. So, and she'll be kicking it off tomorrow. So that'll be one to tune in for sure. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Well, what else have we got to talk about? We did the giveaway talk about. We talked about that.
Coupon code.
Oh yeah. Let
Because
me.
you're going to be going over that shop.
That's right. So let me do this. I'm going to make you tiny.
That's okay.
I didn't mean to cover you, but I don't have well, I guess I could do that.
That was fine the way you had it.
More fun with you. I also just love any moment that I can embarrass you somehow. This is the way to go about it. You can not comment. I'm sorry. You can use the coupon code. This is really making me giggle too much. You could use the coupon code SSTGBE20 to get 20% off the pop-up shop, which is what we're really covering in today's video. Is all the fun beads that are in there that I haven't really got to show off too much in person. And so I'm pretty excited to show you guys. Not a whole lot left. I will say that we're into single digits for quite a few things. The 20% off coupon, which I'll leave up, by the way, has been pretty much used throughout the weekend so far. And so people love the pop-up shop stuff and they're trying to get that good deal on it. I will say I've also one-upped that deal with including a free 3-foot spool of this beautiful teal burlesque chain. Let me show you guys up close.
I love that.
Graphics, which is kind of cool, but it is just an absolutely stunning dark teal color. And you can get this is not included on the website, by the way. I don't have it listed as an actual product. So if you spend over $100, which, you know, by the time I think you get through some of the pop-up shop items and you load up that cart, I just wanted to give away something extra with your purchase as a thank you for supporting my small business and my livelihood and this dream that I have. Just me, Joan, Teresa, and Danielle Wicks, some, you know, mocktails and a dream. That's what we have here.
I do have a question now. That's while supplies last, right? That teal, or is
yeah,
it? I mean,
yeah,
through Monday, or while supplies last, or what?
I think we'll do. We'll see. I think we could do while supplies last for now, but I'll probably run another batch just because I love having it. I don't know if it'll be a product down the road or not, but you know, if I don't want people to be left out, I think ultimately, if they are promised a 3-foot spool, let's give it to them, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Keep you busy, and you're supposed to be celebrating your birthday all weekend.
My God, I wish I had to go to work on my birthday. I had to do a filming for an employee, had like a shoulder head format testimonial, and it was nice. I mean, I got to see my coworkers; they were nice, and you know, wished me happy birthday and all that stuff. But not quite this week. After I get off of the TGBE video today and I get to the pool party and then I watch the replays tomorrow, that to me is like my complete birthday weekend. All right, so I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna flip my cameras around and let's see, can I get that in focus? There we go. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of stuff, and then we're going to work into some demonstrations. How does that sound? Let me pull up a tray here real quick. All right. I was supposed to put this one. Oh, go ahead.
Somebody wants to know if you have a starter pack for them that's $99.99 to help them get to the $100 because they're new to SilverSilk.
You know, I would advise probably watching the show, and like I think you'll find the products to be fairly simple to use, and you'll have a direct like idea to pursue once you collect those products from the pop-up shop. most of my projects, if not all of them, are very beginner friendly, and you just need a few simple things. The first product I did want to talk about is the 3-needle, I'm sorry, not 3-needle, the micro pipe chain. And this is a 4-piece bundle of 2 feet each. You get 4 different colors. And what makes it micro is it's a millimeter smaller than the regular pipe chain. And pipe chain is a knitted wire jewelry chain that it's a rubber, not a rubber, a silicone tubing that has knitting around it. And it's knitted with wire that's as thin as human hair. And it is absolutely stunning. It's still flexible. You can cut it any part of the chain, and it's got a hole through it so that you can fill it with wire or any sort of leather cord or soft flex wire if you want to, which I think I did on one of my projects a while ago, but I don't think I have any with me today. But I will be stuffing it with the soft flex 22 gauge craft wire for today's demo, because we are going to work on this bracelet here. It's a cuff. It doesn't have a clasp yet. Most of you can guess why, but for the most part, like, you do put a clasp on there and you've got a stellar little cuff that has all of these great little rope designs on it. So the way to make this is that what you want to do is grab a couple of the triple strand end caps, and you'll only need a couple tools. One is your chain nose pliers, which I'm going to use my Xuron chain nose / crimpers. And then you'll, of course, need some 22 gauge wire and a pair of cutters, which I have right here. And I'm going to use Lindstrom. So for my demos for all of this stuff, I got to flash this comment because it's hilarious. What do you dislike clasps so much? What did they ever do to you? They didn't do anything. I just am unprepared. That comment cracked me up. All right. So what you want to do is grab some strands of SilverSilk micro pipe chain and about 2 feet of 3 strands of the 22 gauge craft wire. And so I should have had all this stuff pre-cut, but I didn't have time. So I'm going to try and build it out here in person with you guys. Oops.
So it's 2 feet for each pipe chain? I mean, 2 feet of wire for each pipe chain? Okay.
Yeah, because I cut it up into 2 feet segments, and you can use less than 2 feet of this if you wanted to. I think, and in fact, I didn't even cut that much of it. So I'm probably going to use a little bit less. But I love how it just slides through, because you can see that I'm just kind of stringing this on. And it depends on how dense you want your little like squiggles and rope design to be within the bracelet. So all I'm going to do is feed all of my wire through the pipe chain until I get down to the end. What I'm going to do here at the end, though, is I am going to fold it down and make a ugly little loop there. And the reason for that ugly loop is it's not going to matter what it looks like. And I don't want it super big either, but I just want it enough to, kind of stick out at the end a little bit. And it'll sit nicely on the wire as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to this other one.
That's pretty clever, tucking the loop partially into the pipe chain.
Yeah. Well, and what we're going to end up doing is crimping it into our triple strand end cap anyway. Okay, there we go. Whoops. It's the thing with Softflex craft wire. It's very, very flexible and does not cause any strain on the fingers, but it is easy to get carried away with. All right, so I'm going to trim down some of my pipe chain as well. And I can always use the remnants in some other design, probably for earrings or something. There's 3 colors. So I'm using seaweed, sort of, and then a pink like conch color, and then I've got this sort of sea light blue color. It's so pretty. Okay. Yeah, you just kind of feed this through. Almost getting to the end here, and then we can get to our fun part, which is actually creating those beautiful round shapes in our design. So the idea again is just to kind of tuck that in. I'm going to use the crimp part to flatten this even more, and then tuck it in to the pipe chain. And I will say that the most difficult part is probably aligning it to the triple strand end cap, but I'll try and show you some tricks. What you're going to do is insert your chain nose pliers into the triple strand end caps and just open it up some, nice and wide. And I'm also going to need my wide nose pliers that have been dipped in a product called Tool Magic, which gives us nice little coated end tip of the pliers. And all you do is you gather up those 3 strands, stick it into the end cap, use your wide nose pliers, and give it a good squish. Okay. It is thick enough to stay in there, and that wire cord, that the little wire end that we folded in half will ensure that it stays inside the end cap. So now we get to create our design, which is like whatever you want to do, right? You can create these cool little squiggles all over. You can do 1 at a time. You could do 2 at a time. It doesn't really matter how you do it. And that's kind of the basic, like there's not much to it. Technique wise, you just kind of create this however you want to. It's very, very just free flowing.
That is so fun.
I think so too. Tina says this looks so slick and classy. Yeah, you know, you could even amp it up a bit and put floating beads on it if you wanted to. You know, just kind of slip some in as you're creating these little waves and things.
Or even wire wrap beads where you don't want the intersections to move.
Yep, that would be a great idea. I think the only other trick is that it's important to kind of weave all this stuff together if you're wanting to do a condensed cuff. And so you might have to play around with it to see like where it's going to intersect and tie into each other.
But then kind of start pulling to make them smaller then if you want them smaller cuff.
Yeah, absolutely. How about that? And then the same thing with the end, which I don't think I'm going to show because I need to probably move on to my next tray of, well, I've got like 5 trays of things and so many. I think I overpacked it in today's show, but you guys get the idea. Like you can play around with this as much as you want and create these weird little squiggles to your heart's content and, you know, make it that freeform, bracelet that you have always wanted. And it stays in place because of the wire. And also, I think this is zoomed in a lot. So I think I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. There we go. All right. So that is one way that you can use the micro pipe chain. Lori was asking what gauge wire. I'm using this stuff right here.
22 gauge.
22 gauge. Yep. In copper. It doesn't matter the color, by the way. You can use any color, and obviously it's going to be hidden inside of your end caps. So if you want silver end caps, you can go that way. Copper looks really good with this. I will say like a bright copper. Dark rhodium is great. So many options. All right. So let's move on with our journey. And because I did have another demo to show you guys using the micro pipe chain. I had a friend that asked me, how did I wrap this little loop veil thingy that's happening here? And so I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so remember that little snippet that we cut of the micro pipe chain in that beautiful conch color? You could even go in the light blue if you wanted. I guess for the sake of today's demo, I'll do a different color for fun. I'm going to grab the same spool of 22 gauge wire.
I can't believe you did that with pipe chain. I thought it was the leather chain when I saw the picture.
Yeah, isn't that funny how like the mix of materials is just, you can get into so much trouble with SilverSilk, Joan. You already have. I already know that. Might need actually some more wire because that's going to be and a little copy. You have created some incredible designs, though. I will say that. I really love. And we haven't talked about our diet plan. Maybe that's something we can talk about while I do this.
Oh my gosh! Yes, you want me to mention it, or do you want to talk?
Why don't you go for it?
Okay, we have a diet plan. Well, Neely does it once or twice a year. It's called SilverSilk Diet. It's to help you, decrease your SilverSilk trades, but it also spikes your creativity. Gives you challenges, and even
is anyone here overweight with SilverSilk? That's really like,
never overweight. Even colors that you discontinued, I still want to hoard some for that perfect project.
That is a thing. That is absolutely a thing.
Well, anyway, even though yesterday we announced the last challenge, it is still open until through June 27th, and you could still post in the SilverSilk Silkies group any of this week's challenges, which was Sunday through yesterday. And you can find the calendar in the pop-up shop at the top of the page to see what all the challenges are. So you could still post, and you want to post on the SilverSilk Silkies page using hashtag SilverSilk Diet. And for every design that you share a picture of, you'll get an entry into a drawing, and 3 winners will be drawn for some great SilverSilk goodies from SilverSilk, because I'm not sure what the goodies are.
I worked on the goodies today, and they're packaged kind of the same in the little zipper bags, but I have packed it with some SilverSilk love for sure.
Ooh.
So, okay, well, did you guys see me do this real quick? I'm going to undo it just to show you guys what I did here. So I folded the SilverSilk pipe chain once I stuffed it with the 22 gauge wire, made a loop, and I kind of held the, let's see, how did I do this? There we go. I kind of held the tail end of my loop there with my thumb, and then just wrapped the rest of the SilverSilk around to create that cool little bell. So at this point, what I'll do is I'll just kind of tighten everything down. I will trim this, and I will tuck the remaining part of it into that knot as such. To make myself even feel a little bit better, I in fact dropped a little bit of glue down there on this knot to keep it in place. And then all you do is just chop this little guy off and drop a little bit of glue, Loctite glue in there. And it creates the most easy functional bail that you can ever imagine. It does look like leather cord now that I'm looking at it.
And that's a really easy, cheap way to make noose knots.
Oh, yeah.
Which a lot of people have a hard time making. I love making them, but I know a lot of other people have a hard time.
Listen, I'll take a cheat anytime that I can get.
I will too on some things.
So funny. Okay, so that was a demo that I wanted to show you guys, and then let's just continue our journey of SilverSilk pop-up shop stuff. Let me clear out those wire fuzzies. How many of you guys seen the conch pipe? Excuse me. Speaking of leather chain, because this one is leather. It's a metallic gold leather chain that has pink knitted wire on top of it. So you could create those knots with this. I haven't practiced, so it might be a little bit difficult for me to do that, but definitely achievable. This stuff is very sturdy, I guess. For me, I kind of envision the leather chain perfect for bead weaving. And I know there's quite a few bead weavers out there that are avid bead weavers and are needing some sort of a fun chain to bead on. And I think the leather chain is it. So I would highly recommend checking this stuff out. There's not very many units of this left. I think there's only 7. So grab one while you can. It's an exclusive color. Let's see. We've got the pink conch drop beads, which actually the color's a little bit off, but it picks up some of that metallic mustardy color from it. But I love these. These were in a pop-up shop a while ago, and I had found a few more, and I was like, let me see if anybody will want to grab these.
That has a beautiful hint of pink to it, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yep, absolutely. Kind of reminds me of like this whole pop-up shop thing just reminded me of like if you were to climb inside of a seashell, what would it look like? And so I drew out a bunch of colors that if you were a sea creature, Joan, and you climbed inside of your seashell, what would it look like? It would probably look like that color.
It is the inside of my shell here is that color.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could see it, but
here, I'll
it's kind of dark.
Here, let's do it again.
What? Here, let me get some light on the subject.
Yeah, see, there's so much like ink and stuff and other hues of color in there. So makes sense to me, and I think you proved it. All right, large hole pearls, which are so much fun to use because you can use it on 3-needle chain. Here I sort of intertwined multiple chains together, and I used the 3mm crimps that are available at silversilkonline.com to squish all of my strands together. And I'm able to actually pass 2 chains of the 3-needle into it. This is like great. For a lot of folks, I feel like this is also wedding season. And so to make quick bridesmaids jewelry or even bridal jewelry that's on the go, this is a great project idea for it. And then here's some earrings.
Those are beautiful.
Easy, fun. You just put a bit of glue in the end caps for the SilverSilk end caps, and boom, you got an instant, really cute pair of earrings on the go. Okay. Let's see. Let's bring up my next tray and another demo. Oh, please don't fall. Okay, it didn't. Whew, thank goodness. Alrighty, so let's talk about more shells, in fact, because here's another necklace and another design that doesn't have a clasp, not because I hate them, but because I'm just not that far advanced prepared, which is okay. Some of us just have a ton of designs, and you can always put on a clasp later.
I love this necklace.
Yeah, I'm using the teal pearlesque chain in this one, the one that's available for like the one that says it over here. And there's something about teal and pink that just do it for me. I love the contrast. I love the softness of it. And this is a really easy technique. So this comes as a 5-piece set, as a pendant set. And what you're gonna do is dump it out and rearrange your shells however you want them. If you wanted to use just 3 of these for your design, you can absolutely do that. And then use these for earrings if you want to. That's an option. So you'll need those. You'll need some jump rings. These are 5mm inner diameter. Please pay attention to that. Inner diameter must be 5mm. The outer diameter is probably around 7. And you'll need an 18 gauge jump ring as well. Doesn't matter the grams. Just you'll need a bunch of them. Hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but you'll need a bunch of them for a year. And then you'll need some wire and seed beads. So I've got some size 8 seed beads in this beautiful peach color. Again, become a sea creature and go into your shell and really think about picking out an amazing, beautiful blush color that'll complement the palette. And you'll need some 20 gauge non-tarnished soft flex craft wire. I love using their craft wire. I've got it almost like my base findings colors in a couple different sizes so that I can use them for my findings and it'll be a perfect match. Same tools as before, just grab a pair of cutters. For each little shell here, what we're going to do is make a little connector and put some seed beads on some jump rings and just basically string them on. There's really nothing to this project. It is so easy and it comes together so fast and fabulously. So just do a little snippet here of the 20 gauge wire, string it through. You're going to bring both of those ends right up, just like that. You are going to then trim it to be about, just a little bit over a ½ inch on both sides. Ooh, that one went flying somewhere. Not in my coffee, thank goodness. And you're going to grab a pair of round nose pliers like this. And then all you do is grab the very end of your wire with your pliers and you're just going to gently start to roll it in as such. If you have a little bit sticking out there at the top, that's actually a good thing. So just like that is absolutely perfect. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. It might help to also mark it on the plier of where you're actually using, what am I trying to say? Where you're actually making the round loop, the simple loop, just so that they're all consistent. That one was a little bit bigger, so I'm actually going to trim it off and tuck it right in. So here's what we're looking for. And after that, you're going to basically take your jump rings and you're going to seed bead them up, like a bunch of them. I'm just going to do a few to illustrate my point here. You are going to grab your jump ring, open it up, grab a few size 8 seed beads. I would recommend using only size 8 and not anything larger or smaller. I mean, truthfully, size 11 seed beads are not going to string onto the jump ring anyway, and size 6 is going to be too big. And I recommend just doing 3. I like looking at the metal color within the palette here, and so it'll add a bit of shimmy without overloading your design with all the seed beads. But you know what? If that is what the look that you're going for is, don't let me stop you. This is about your creative exploration and enjoyment. And I am just here to be your guide. I'm going to do a few more jump rings because we're just going to string the one on together on our design here. So let's go ahead and open up a few more jump rings. We'll just dump out some more seed beads. And string those on. And what you're going to do to 2 of those jump rings is you're going to go ahead and string it onto your wire form that you just made onto the shell. So what that means, oh, that seed bead does not want to go in. Let's try this one. You're going to just loop this right in and close it back up so that you've got now a little way to hang your pendant. And this works with even just the one, like if you're wanting just the one pendant to hang on your SilverSilk, you can absolutely do that. Nobody is here to judge you on how you want your design to be. All right, so there we go. We've went ahead and connected our jump rings. So I'm going to string one of my jump rings onto the cording or the chain. And then between each of your wire form jump rings, you're going to string on 3 of the beaded jump rings. This will just fill up that middle area quite nicely. And then you kind of just string this right through and boom, like that's really all it took to put this thing on. Pretty fun, right? So once you get a bunch of them on, then you can create your necklace. Now, this is not the finished design by any capacity, but really, I just wanted to show you how this technique works in case you guys want to give it a try with some jump rings. All right,
It'd be cool using several different colors of seed beads too to give the necklace, you know, a variety of color between the shells.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And you could, there's a bunch of jump ring shops out there too, right? So I'm just using the silver, but you could even do different color jump rings along with that. So many possibilities. All right, let's look at some more SilverSilk. This used to be a color that I had a long time ago in a pop-up shop, and so I found some more, and the color just works so perfectly for this theme. It is brass-colored knitted wire over a matte white ball chain, and I think I'm calling it shore because that's the only like term that came to mind. But I've got several of these left. If anybody wants to grab any, they're still available. This is great if you're using a neutral palette of things. I'm trying to look around me to see what I've got that I could show you, but nothing is here. But we'll bring this back out if I find another set of beads. We've got fauna chain. Now this was from the previous pop-up shop, and I just went and brought it back in. The color still works really well for that shore design and you know, color theme. But I wanted to show you guys because I also had the turquoise sea gradient in 3mm. Now let me show you what this looks like.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't this absolutely stunning? And so I wanted to show you a quick way to use this, and I'm gonna illustrate this in such a way that I can use this as a bracelet for my friend, because his birthday's coming up. And so I thought, you know, it'd be cool to just string this onto 26 gauge antique brass soft flex wire, craft wire. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of go into the wire here, and I'm going to, or into the chain, and I'm gonna coil this around a few times.
Marion said, I think Neely dreams in SilverSilk. Such creativity in this presentation.
Aw, thank you. I do sometimes dream in SilverSilk. Like I dream of Genie, but I dream of SilverSilk.
Nobody wants to hear my dreams.
Oh boy. Yeah, nobody does.
I do have a quick question while you're twirling. I
Yes.
missed it earlier. What kind of glue did you use on the 3-needle chain, putting it in that little end cap?
On the 3-needle chain. Oh, I use Loctite.
I was thinking like a super glue, but I couldn't remember for sure. And I was posting when you did that.
Yeah, I can flash it on here. Here we go. Looks like this. Loctite glue. Or gluing it into the caps. All right, so I'm going to slide my gemstones down, and I'm just going to start to wrap this around the brace, or around the form, which is initially my my chain here. And I've demonstrated this technique before, but I absolutely love recycling it with different materials. And I love the simplicity of it too, because really the gemstones are the star of the show.
SilverSilk After Dark. Stacy, I guess when we're talking about dreams.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are
Good one,
y'all are
Stacy.
Oh, that's funny. I should do something and then like bead in the dark and just like whisper to you guys so that you guys can fall asleep. You know,
there
to
you go.
Sound of my voice. do some beading at night. So, everyone loves the ASMR stuff, so might as well
You
hop
have
on
a
that.
very soothing voice.
Really, I feel like it's obnoxious, but maybe because I hear it all the time.
Well, that's me. I think mine's very obnoxious. It's kind of grating. And see, you're not gonna.
I don't think it's obnoxious. I think it's funny that you think it is. I think some of the things that you say are obnoxious, but that's a whole different thing.
That's only when you get back at me or get at me. I have to come back at
true.
you.
I love how we push each other's buttons sometimes. Just for fun. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, we've never gotten mad at
We
each other.
love each other so hard. So yeah, this is like all I'm doing is just wrapping it around. Like this might be a little too big, I think, but I probably cut it off about right there and use these stones on something else. But you get the idea. Like, look how easy and simple that was. And I just threw it on some SilverSilk, you know?
I know I've been wanting to make actually that same bead. I'm making a bracelet like that, because I seen another one you made like that. And I'm just trying to decide what color SilverSilk I want to put it on the leather.
So many options. I need to come up with some more color combos, but there you guys go for Fauna and the gemstones, turquoise sea. Okay, so let's look at another tray. I feel like I've got so many demos planned, but I'm running out of time. But let's move through another tray fairly quickly here, because this one doesn't have any demos per se. I wanted to talk about this spiny urchin thorn bead and give it some love because this is a really fun bead to use for all kinds of things. And for this, Christy Friesen inspired me because she is a genius artist. And so I used epoxy clay and I made a situation here of see things. And you can see where I used the thorns.
Oh, cool.
And then I just stuck in some 3-needle chain to create my seaweed. And this turtle is playing with this large pearl. It's bouncing it off its nose, in fact. So you have to come up with a story to do this. And then I used some fluorite cubes to kind of give it some extra shimmer there.
Story time with Neela.
Isn't it always? Oh, and I did want to show off. I don't have too many of these left. I don't know why my camera's going in and out of focus. It's like it wants to blur everything until something pretty comes on cam.
It's excited.
It is excited. Look at these. Half strand is what the packaging is. So if you get a full strand, I'll not cut it. It'll be in the full strand here. But love this stuff.
Oh, I love that.
And you could just even string it on some beading wire, some soft flex beading wire, and call it a bracelet. So that is the 4mm faceted rainbow fluorite cubes. I wanted to give a quick nod to the unpolished carved buffalo horn with white spiral. I love these. I had them in a former pop-up shop theme, and these are awesome. I set myself back some beads, but I have not done anything with it.
I was going to say I have those too, and I was waiting for them in the mail. I was dreaming up projects. I still need to put them together because I got, another buffalo one.
Yes, yeah. I went crazy with buffalo horn whenever I was in Tucson. This particular vendor had all kinds of fun stuff. Ooh, this one cool. Is the dyed shell oblong shaped shell pendants. They have a shimmer and a little glow to them. And their hole is all the way through. And what I did for my example was I just put on an easy little like gemstone bauble and did a wire wrap at the top. So I made it big enough to where you could just string SilverSilk through. And I've showed this example many times, but I don't have too many of these left. I've got about 7, I think. So they're probably going to sell out by the end of the show, I'm sure. And then I'll have to buy more. I'll have to buy more beads, Joan.
I'm beginning to wonder about Heather. She says fluorite glows under UV light. Magical. Tastes good too. Tastes good too. That's the part I'm wondering about.
Oh my goodness. I hope you wouldn't have to eat them, but maybe they're tasty. They're tasteful.
Now I'm going to be playing with all my fluoride under lights. Thank you,
I will
Heather.
too. That is a fun. I don't have a UV light, but I'm gonna go on Amazon and find one. It'll be like a double check for gemstones, a double authentication, if you will. This is the faceted 4mm moss agate cubes. Love these guys. They're not just green, they're like a teal color mixed in with some green and some other hues. You get a half strand of this unless you buy a full strand, which is 2 of the half strands, of course, and can pop that right in. So I feel like this is a great color palette for sea-themed things, and I am such a teal fan. Ooh, Jennifer Miller's name popped in. If I missed you, honey, earlier, I'm so sorry. But hello to you, and I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, this one is the... These are mini chips. I don't know. I got carried away with chips, but these just seemed really cool to me. They have... which I think the camera kind of blew out the yellow color, which isn't, it's not that yellow. But they're sort of a cool green turquoise color, and I was just attracted to them and had to have them for you guys. So they're all between 3 and 6mm turquoise chips. Not very many left of those.
That would have been pretty with trying to make like a moss design or seaweed design.
Yeah. You mean like wrapping it around this?
Yeah, or something. Yeah, using it in one of your designs if you want to represent seaweed.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. In fact, it would have been a great filler for something like this to just throw those in.
Because look how it goes great with that 3 needle, which I know you can't carry that color in some of the other chains.
Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely true. This would actually just make a good start. Like, you don't even have to put SilverSilk on this, which is, I know, the point. Not the point of the shop, but if you wanted to just string this along and then connect your pendant to it, then that's, that's an option. Okay, so I think that's that tray. And then I wanted to show you guys some wooden beads and what I did with them, because I wanted to show and give this some love. This is a multicolor 13mm round wood beads. And so I took those and I created this little like spectacular focal piece. Now this is a wired bead basically that I wanted to show you guys how to make, because the rest of it is just strung and crimped using a 2mm crimp. And then I use those little wavy spacers in between to sandwich that. Like, well, can we call it a starfish? Because that's sort of the thing, like a multicolor starfish. How does that sound?
It's grabbing. Yeah, that looks cool. It looks like it's moving.
Yeah. All right. So demo time. What you need is some 26 gauge craft wire in copper or whatever color palette that you're wanting to work with. And all you need is some seed beads. Size 8 seed beads, something I'm obsessed over lately. And of course the wooden beads, some beading wire, and I use the coral, what was this? The peach coral type leather chain. And dump out some of your seed beads, because what you're gonna do then is grab a 7-inch strand of the 26 gauge copper wire, cut it off. You're gonna string on 5 of those seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're gonna go all the way toward the end and have about 1 inch of wire left. Then what you're gonna do is take the end of your wire and you're gonna string it right through that last seed bead so that the wires cross into each other. And you're just gonna pull it right through. So that'll lock that last seed bead in place. And then you just basically turn your wire back around. You can wrap this a couple times if you want to. Just make sure that all of those seed beads are compressed and next to each other. And then go ahead and twist it there at the end a couple times to secure it. So the idea here is to do that multiple times again. So go ahead and string on 5 more. I'll need to dump out a few more seed beads here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Again, bringing that last bead nice and tight next to all of your seed beads. Go ahead and string your wire right through so that it's crossing inside and loops onto the seed bead. Take that wire back down and essentially just spiral it around your seed bead column there. And you do this about 3 more times. You can vary the sizes of your seed beads if you want to, so that you have each of your columns of seed bead staggered. And in any case, you will get something that looks like this. Now, I forgot to put a seed bead over here at the end. So my starfish got into a fight with another starfish, and the tip of its little like arm basically got bitten off. That's what we're going with today.
I thought it was in a splint or something.
Yes, also that. Okay, and then you have the 2 little ends of wire left over. So what you're going to do is grab your cane nose pliers, grab both of them, and just twist the whole thing together a few times. And then you can simply trim it off. Adjust your little starfish dude, and then you can basically string right through the center there onto your beading wire and between those wavy spacers. And then just you can poke these around however you want to. You can curve them, you can make them wavy, you can keep them straight, whatever you want to do. And that's what creates this fun little texture. Okay. And then all I did at the ends was just crimp it with some silver end caps. Threw on a jump ring. Ooh. This one also does not have a clasp since we're, working with the theme of no clasp design today. And use your beading wire to crimp all of it together. And that's the demo I wanted to show you with this. Yay!
That is so cool. Everybody's loving that.
Awesome. Yeah. Demo time is fun. Okay, so I've got a couple more trays and a little bit of time left. Luckily, I think I've only got one more semi demo to show you guys, but
you got about 23, 24 minutes left, but that's part of it's a giveaway too.
Motor mouth here. Let me drink more coffee so I could talk faster. 12 millimeter deep blue jade faceted beads. These are a delight. I've never seen a very punchy blue color in beads like this, but I'm in love with these. Now, these would make an excellent ring now that I'm looking at it.
Ooh.
With gold wire. Super pretty. So I think these are a really great addition to your bead stash. In fact, if you wanted to combine it with the Meridian Sea blue, which I, by the way, knitted more of, perfect for that. Basically, this is a pearlesque chain that has a 2 millimeter ball chain with a tinsel that's been knitted around it first. And then knitted around both the tinsel and the ball chain is the wire, deep blue wire. So you get this multi-layered effect. It's insanely sparkly, especially in real life. I don't think the camera does it justice. So highly recommend grabbing a spool while it's available. We talked about the wavy spacers. I hate that the camera keeps having to focus, by the way. I'll just leave this on. We talked about the wavy spacers, which are amazing. We have the multicolor aquamarine Hishi beads. I'm getting ready to show you a project with using these. That's why I'm holding these up at the same time. These beautiful 12 millimeter shell beads. I've not worked with these before, and this was a pure delight to include into the project that I'm about to show you. Whoops. And then we've got large, big round pearls. And they are irregular, but I feel like that's very typical of a pearl, right? That's naturally formed. They vary in sizes anywhere from 10 to 12 millimeter. Super cool. And then we've got, of course, the 6mm smaller boots. Now, let me show you what I did with all that. I made this really cool little bracelet that is, to me, very Sundance catalog, very asymmetrical, but yet it's got something clever about it. The clasp is where I really wanted to show you guys and bring the attention toward, because I used the leather chain, which is, by the way, what did we say was a very sturdy chain? Mostly used for bead weaving, which would be perfect. But because of its sturdiness, it makes a very good clasp mechanism, and kind of just fits back into place, kind of like a pleat would almost, so that you can easily just put this on the fly like that, and then kind of press this together, and it's not going to fall apart or move or whatever.
Pretty.
I think making like 50 of these is a great idea. And then you can hang stuff off the end, because I'm sorry, guys, the Nautilus coins are all sold out. And I set myself back up some of them because I had to. I'm sorry, I had to. But I used the 12mm big shell round bead for my clasp closure, and then just grab a couple double strand end caps and some soft flex wire and crimps, and you have got a fun and fabulous little easy bracelet. I think what I will do is create a tutorial down the road, a formal one with illustrations and everything for how to make this clasp. It's super easy again, and it just is so functional. It's lovely, and it's kind of slide-ish too. Like you could slide this however you want to fit your wrist.
Can I make a comment about that big shell pearl bead?
Yeah.
Those little cone beads you showed earlier in the show go perfectly with those. I mean, they complement each other because they both have hints of pink, and then those shell beads have the hints of brownish in them too.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to do design mixing those, that'd be cool.
You are absolutely right. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh. And that would be an amazing spacer for something like this.
Yeah. That is so awesome. I love that.
I do too. That was a great suggestion. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here. I think that was the end of one tray, and I've got one more tray left, which really puts us kind of on schedule here. Whoops. Let me just adjust myself here. And we talked about this knitted wire chain. That's coming into focus. This one is the, what did I call this? The peach, coral peach chain. I've got only a few of these left in store, not a whole lot. You guys saw me use it in that wooden necklace design. So it's a great neutral tone. And again, it's a leather cord, which has, it's the same size as my captor chain too, which is about 3mm. I love that all of my chains are consistent in size. All right. Another favorite of mine, which I still have yet to do something with, is a buffalo horn pendant. I need to do, like, wouldn't this be fun to wire wrap around the actual horn with something? Let me grab that turquoise and the fauna chain. This is like my wish. I'm manifesting this, and someone's gonna do it. I don't know, but I don't know. What if I got real like tribal or like rustic with this and did something like that, and then used that to somehow connect it all together?
You know what might be cool too is doing something like that, but dangling from the bottom is those buffalo horn beads you're showing earlier.
Ooh, the spiral ones.
Yeah, so the big one like there starts out like a veil on it.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
So we can grab those. I'll show you guys. Okay. Yeah, like just putting some of these like.
Oh, look at that.
That.
So if you wanted to pop a color, then you could use the chip beads and then, kind of wire wrap below, or somehow, where it's dangles, ends up in dangles at the bottom.
Everyone loves a dangle.
I love dangles.
Oh, so much fun.
I'd play with
Right.
them.
I love that suggestion. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, we have a few of these left. These are the Amazonite flower Amazonite beads. They're multicolor. Unfortunately, I think these are too big for hollow mesh. Just barely. Unless you have a knitting needle that's like 6 millimeter, or even a crochet hook, because I know most of the people here are gonna bring out some sort of a crochet hook for the guest TGBE presenter, M. And so that might work to expand the hollow mesh to fill it in. We've got some, I call this beachcomber tourmaline something or another, but it reminds me of like glass or like, the what am I trying to say? I'm going blank now. Like beach glass that you find on the sand that's been sort of tumbled. That's it. I couldn't find my words there. Like tumbled glass almost, but it's
I
natural
love
gemstone.
sea glass. That is cool.
So these are an excellent addition to the sea theme as well. Don't have too many of those left. And let's see, we've got about 4 more items. Oh, we've got the. So speaking of beach glass, because I ran out of names in my head, I really should have just asked Joan of like, hey, what should I name this? This was a really nice addition. This is a deco cut. I think it's moonstone, but it doesn't have the flash to it. Hence
It's a matte moonstone, I bet. A matte one.
Yeah. Yep. But it's really pretty, and you get a half strand of those if you want to mix in with the other stones and stuff that we saw today. This one is the peach moonstone.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I love these, and they have a really nice glow to them. Did you see that one on the gray? Oh, there it is. Looks like a moon.
Ooh. How big are those? How big are
10
those?
millimeter. Yeah, and you get 10.
I wonder how that would look cool next to the buffalo beads. That gray one, because it has that flash shine.
Yeah, and in fact, it's a great thing to pair against something that's matte, because you want to have a little bit of texture in your design. All right. I think I showed these before. I still have yet to do something with these. You might have to help imaginate with me, Joan. But I want to make earrings so badly out of these. And I really think it just needs a few things. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? It could even be like...
Ooh, those would be good.
Yeah. Just wrapped at the end. You could even do a little bit of wire wrapping. Like,
that's what I was going to say. I wonder if you had smaller beads to wire wrap around it, like a spiral all the way down.
Really didn't prepare this as a demo. I just happen to have wire sitting here at the side of my desk. But I think I remember doing something like this for another bead company that I kind of just began like, oh my gosh, I'm not even trying, y'all. I am not even trying.
Oh, that's pretty.
There we go. Okay, so this is what I would do, which is what I'm doing right now. There we go.
Oh, that's
and then
so
just
cool.
add a few of these at the end.
That'd be cool to twist the wire and put it on there, because then there'll be some sparkle coming off of it.
Ooh. Yeah. Although I don't know, it wouldn't sit against the bead is the only thing, or the...
Oh, that's true.
So it'd have to almost be a like little dangle accent at the end. So anyway, this is 22 gauge wire that I just used and pressed against the bead to flatten it. You can go back in with probably some sort of a rubber mallet and gently tap it everywhere to keep it secured in place. But yeah, I just did that in like matter of seconds, and the scraps that I had on my table. Not that I'm bragging, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. Jennifer made earrings with these and wire wrapped them.
Ooh, Jennifer, you will have to show us over in the Silkies group. The challenges are still happening for the diet plan, so that might be a good excuse to post some stuff. This is like, I think this is that final product that I wanted to show you guys. It was the rings, the vintage resin rings that come in a pair. I think for what was it, for $1.50 or something, and they make excellent
Oh, I
forms.
like them with those cubes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I used to
I want to channel Danielle Wicks when I use mine
Yes.
for the beading around it.
I think she might even have some examples on her YouTube channel, but anytime I think seed bead weaving anymore, it's like Danielle Wicks comes to mind. I believe she is coming up with some projects for SilverSilk down the road that involve seed weaving, so y'all should be excited.
She's awesome. Hi, Danielle.
Oh, I see your name
Yeah.
And hi. Oh, I love our little crowd. So yeah, like I just beaded around it. I made some simple loops here with just seed beads, and so you can like connect and dangle stuff off of that if you wanted to. And some size 11 seed beads. So that's really like the big gamut of things that I have in the pop-up shop. Oh, did your earring fall off?
Oh, no, my earpiece, so I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. This is perfect. We'll just leave it like this.
Okay.
Just kidding. I
I
can watch some comments here.
swap us around if you're going to do that. Half face Joe then.
Cecilia says you have been busy. Yes, we have. We've been preparing for TGBE. I've been trying to get this pop-up shop together for you guys and trying to get all the sales and things finished. And I think we have just enough time to draw a couple winners. What do you think, Joan? Should we give them a couple more minutes to put in TGBE as the...
Yeah, because I just posted it again. Give them 2 more minutes. So you got the countdown.
We got to ramble for 2 more minutes. Can we do that?
So, are you coming out with any new chains? Because I couldn't believe all the colors. Y'all, he has 25 colors of 3-needle chains now. I mean, I've got a bunch, but when I saw there's 20, I'm going, okay, I need this one, and I need this one, and I need this one.
We got John pretty well hooked up, I think, with the 3-needle, and there's so many. We've been developing more content for projects, and so if you check out and go over to my YouTube channel at SilverSilk and More, just type it into YouTube. You'll see an entire library of all sorts of SilverSilk projects, but the latest ones are dedicated to 3-needle, and there are 26 colors of those chains, and so many possibilities that you can do with it. And special shout out, because she's also here, is Danielle Wicks for coming up with those projects and allowing me the privilege of teaching them to you guys. And then we're working on Hollow Mesh next. So right now, I think there's only about 10 or so colors, 10 or 12. But my goal for the next couple months is to flesh out all 26 colors of that. It just takes a little while because it's a lot. It's a lot to knit. It's a lot to physically also be there with the machine to monitor and make sure that it's knitting correctly. So each second of making that SilverSilk is like painstaking and so satisfying at the same time. All right.
You love the soothing sound of the machines going in the background.
No, I bought some headphones to, in fact, cover my ears because I can't deal with it anymore. I bought some. It was Prime Day. And I bought some very expensive headphones. I love them. I love them so much. Awesome. I cannot hear the machine, and it is literally about 4 feet away from me. And it sounds like a washing machine. Like if you're next to your washing machine or dryer, it sounds like that constantly if I'm running it. And so my ears couldn't take it anymore. And so I had to, and my office is here with machine, so I can work and like knit wire at the same time. So I had to have something to cover my ears and protect them.
Is it just earphones that you can't use for music, or does it also like Bluetooth or?
Oh yeah. No, they're not like safety ones or anything like that. It Bluetooths with my devices, so I can listen to music at the same time. But I
can see you sitting there in silence.
Well, I do that too for if I need like meditation time.
Oh, okay. I need to
If
learn
I just
that.
need some quiet time. Okay, so let's see if we can. Can I do this? Can we do this? Are we able to do this? Sure. All right. So, Joan, should we do a quick countdown?
Okay. Down. Start with 5. 5, 4.
You had to talk yourself into it.
3, 2, 1. I kind of got thrown off there.
I know what you were doing. It was funny. Oh, yay!
Oh, Vic
Our
Cook.
Facebook friend Vic Cook.
Hey.
Are you here, Vic? Are you with us? Are you amongst us?
Yay,
You must
Vic.
be present to win. Please leave a comment if you are present, if you are among us. We'll give her a couple minutes.
Okay.
But if you are here, Vic, you have a package coming your way. Joan will. I'm volunteering you, Joan, to see if you can get her information for shipping, a preferred shipping address. She is here! Yay!
Yay!
Can we wait? I could do the hearts. I think. Am I able to do it on here? No, it doesn't work.
Well, that's weird. You've done it before.
I know. I don't know what's wrong. All right. So, and then we got to draw one more.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't I'm sorry. We didn't get to do a countdown. Oh, Gail!
Yay, Gail!
Miss Honey. Yay! Are you here? I know she's here. She watches all my videos. Yay, Gail. Gail is a incredible supporter of SilverSilk and has been for many years, and so I'm delighted that you have won a gift.
Yeah.
Give her a couple of minutes to see if
So
yay.
That happened one time. We didn't wait, and then they showed up after you drew somebody else.
You don't have to get Gail's shipping address because, in fact, she ordered from me, and I have a package wrapped up for her, so I'll just throw this in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do they get those little bags, too, that you have them in, the purple bags? Those bags are so cool.
The bag and everything. So you could store your tools or your SilverSilk hoarding.
Put a project in there.
Dye it, this is a place to put your SilverSilk.
How does Vic contact me?
I'll
tell him to write. Oh, I'll tell him write your email address.
That yes, you're way ahead of me. All right. Well, other ways that you guys can win a prize is if you enter next week, because we're still doing the diet plan. If you enter in a design, I'm still giving away prizes. There's three big prizes to be had that that you can win. And all you do is just post a picture of your design with the prompt, whatever it might be for that week, and use hashtag SilverSilk diet plan in your post. And we'll kind of tally up everybody's entries, throw them into a bag, all the names, and then we'll pick a random winner as well. We'll pick 3 random winners, and you can get some prizes there for fun, for more hoarding. It's like you were on a diet plan, and then your diet completely got derailed, and you got more SilverSilk. Is basically what happened.
You lose to gain.
You lose to gain. Yep. Well,
it's like getting dessert after a diet.
Full of SilverSilk and happy around here, right?
Right.
All right, Joan. Well, are there any last thoughts for today?
No, but it's been really fun. Thanks everybody for joining us and tolerating me.
Everybody here loves you. Everybody loves Teresa, our brand ambassador for the SilverSilk Silkies Facebook
Teresa's
group.
Awesome.
She is amazing. I love her so much. She's such a kind, gentle soul. And when I was first creating this community, I didn't even know what was happening. And then she was quick to kind of raise her hand and say, hey, let me help out. Let me get some engagement and posts and, fun happening here. And she's been doing it ever since for 5 years, a little bit over 5 now. So we love Teresa, and she's just so great in the SilverSilk Silkies Facebook group to let you guys know what's going on there. And
so it was 4 years for me and you in May. I didn't realize time went by that fast.
You're having fun. Well,
yeah, she's awesome. Couldn't be Silky without Teresa.
I don't think so either. I think that's one and the same for sure.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I love all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Great Bead Extravaganza continues with Ask Me Anything. Unfortunately, I shan't be able to join because I will be at a pool. It's my dream. And enjoying real cocktails and not a fake coffee cocktail in a fancy glass.
Can I tell him the real truth why you're not going to be there? He's afraid of what I'll ask him.
Oh, yeah. Golly, guys, like, come on. Keep it bead related, keep it fun and exciting. And yeah, I guess I would just be too embarrassed. So what can you do? All righty, we will let you guys go, take a quick break, and come right back to the Great Bead Extravaganza. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.